I'm so happy to do this again.
I know, I missed it. I missed all of you. And when you commented on Facebook, I'm like, are you guys going to do your Friday video? I thought, soon we will.
I've missed it. I really have. So it's good to be back. Welcome back, Mom.
Thank you. Well, we both gave birth.
Oh, yes. Can we show your... Can you put a picture of your baby up on the YouTube if you don't want the baby in it?
Yes, I will show you a picture. If you're on my Instagram page. Her baby.
Finally, my baby. And I wrote a little...
Which is her memoir that she's been writing for 25 years.
Actually longer, but
We did a soft release, but we revised it and we added 50 more pictures, another chapter.
I can't believe I've worked on something this long, but of course not every day. It's off and on.
Well, it's your life.
And I'm very happy to have had this life. And I wrote this little blog about giving birth to a baby, a being, and then giving birth to a creative project. How does that weigh? What is that? In the culture, you're gonna get the accolades.
Well, it's just probably birth is more physical. You know what I mean? Creative process is a little less physical and more intellectual and emotional, but I think emotionally it's probably the same. It's the same kind of experience. It's that intense intimacy.
And the birthing process, what I've gone through with this, it was just like I couldn't let it go. Now I can let it go. Now it's finished.
Well, isn't that kind of brings us back to our topic today about process? Because we have our thesis from our first woman who's getting certified to do her own body sex workshops in Canada, Natasha. She's a star.
You said it. She's a star. I read her essay, and I'm going, wow. I am so honored to have someone like that coming in with us.
And your book, Sex for One, kind of kicked off this journey
how many years ago?
To herself.
So that's my grown kid, my adult kid. And every time she went, how it meant that much, and then I forget about all that. That was a very big book.
And she talked about how, and this was, she's made a lot of different points, but the one point I thought was interesting is how she had never used her hand to masturbate.
Oh, yes.
And so part of her, she had 4 children and done attachment parenting, and now she wanted to do a kind of attachment parenting to herself, reconnecting to herself. I feel
very strongly about this. I mean, all of the young girls, they go directly to a vibrator. No. It's a cop-out, really.
What do you think that is a fear of intimacy in a way? You don't want to touch your genitals; they're dirty, or
it's lazy. It's technology will take over everything. It's longer manual. It takes longer. It is more intimate. You actually feel with your own hands, and the mechanical. It's like you put the vibrator. Now it's all right for when you're older, but really, I would love for my young ones, the teens, and 10s and the 12s and the teens and the early 20s.
Get some oil and
manual. And it's so, even with those of us that are using a vibrator, I say always start off with manual touch.
A vulva massage, you call it.
Stay in touch.
But why is that so powerful? Because she talked about that, just touching her own body for the sake of pleasure alone and giving yourself pleasure.
It's very intimate.
It's probably the greatest intimacy.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Much more than being with a lover.
Well, yeah, because that's once removed. This with yourself and yourself. That's the closest it can be.
And she talked about how doing that also changed her sex life with her husband.
This woman is astonishing. Natasha, I love you. And I get to spend the day with her tomorrow. It's like, wow.
Well, what's exciting to me is as each woman, we have 13, submits their thesis, it's like we get to know who they are and their journey. And what we're having them write is what they want to address. Like, how are they going to take Betty's work and make it their own?
They're doing better than I am. I mean, she included elements that it never even dawned on me. So this is what happens. If you're a good enough teacher, the student will surpass the teacher. And that's what I experienced with her. I thought, my God, she's way beyond me. She went right over my head and she's still going.
And in a way, I felt like it was another birth. because when I think about the workshops,
Yeah.
we've been doing it for a couple of years, and even throughout your career, we like to have it small groups, 10 women. So only 2,000 women went through your workshops. But if we have all of these women all over the world doing workshops, all of a sudden those numbers shoot up. And if those women start holding workshops or just sharing that experience, it's just chills go down your spine.
Yes, it's very, very, very exciting. Isn't that what they call multi-level marketing?
We're not franchising Body Sex, but to think that we've opened up that experience and opened up your work. That, so here we have 3 births: Grayson, your memoir, and Body Sex certification.
Here we go. The good news is spreading wide, wide around the world, around the planet. And it's all going to happen. Oh!
I know, I'm so glad to be back. See you next week.